You ask Gemini a simple text question, and out of nowhere, it generates an image instead of actually answering you. No image was requested, no picture was needed, yet there it is, eating your usage limit and ignoring what you actually asked for. If this has been happening to you over and over, stick around, because the fix isn't what most people think it is, and getting it wrong actually makes the problem worse. Before we continue, if you've been frustrated by this exact issue, hit that like button right now, drop a comment telling me how often this happens to you, and subscribe so you don't miss the rest of this breakdown. Let's fix this properly. Here's the first thing you need to understand, and it changes everything about how you approach this problem. There is no single hidden switch sitting in your settings that turns this image feature off forever across every single chat. If you've been digging through menus looking for one toggle to flip, that's exactly why you haven't found a fix yet. The real solution isn't one setting, it's understanding which of several different layers is actually causing the behavior in your specific case. And that's exactly what we're about to break down, layer by layer. The most common cause, by far, is something most people never even consider: conversation carryover. Here's what's actually happening behind the scenes. If earlier in the same conversation you asked for an image, uploaded a picture, requested any kind of visual editing, or even used certain phrases like asking something to look a certain way, the conversation can stay locked onto that visual track. Every message after that gets pulled in the same direction, even if your new question has nothing to do with pictures at all. The fix here is almost embarrassingly simple once you know it. Open a completely new chat. Don't continue the old one. Don't scroll up and try again in the same thread. Start fresh. Then phrase your question clearly as text only, removing any words that could be interpreted as a visual request. Words like create, generate, show me, or make this look like are red flags that can nudge things toward image generation, even when that's not your intention. Try one clean, simple text-only message in that brand new chat, and in most cases, that alone solves it completely. But what if a fresh chat doesn't fix it? That's when you need to figure out which layer is actually responsible, because the cause might not even be something you can control from your side at all. The second layer to check is your activity and history settings. Some people assume that clearing their saved conversations or turning off activity tracking will reset this image generation behavior. It can help clean up confusing old threads that might be influencing suggestions, but don't confuse this with an actual fix for the core issue. Deleting old image conversations is good housekeeping, not a guaranteed solution. Don't waste time assuming this alone will solve everything, because in many cases it won't.
The third layer applies specifically to work or school accounts, and if you're on one of these, this might be your actual answer. Organizations using managed accounts have administrators who control which features are available account-wide. If you're on a work or school account, app-level access can be enabled or disabled entirely by your administrator, not by you individually inside your own settings. If you're seeing different behavior on your personal account versus your work account, this is almost certainly why. In this case, the fix isn't something you do yourself. It's a conversation with whoever manages your organization's account settings, because personal preferences simply don't override that level of control. The fourth layer is mainly for developers, so if you're just using Gemini through the normal app, you can safely skip this. If you're accessing Gemini through an API, make sure you're explicitly selecting the model you want instead of letting your application choose automatically. That gives you much more predictable behavior and helps avoid unexpected image generation. Now here's something important most guides won't tell you. Before changing multiple settings at once, test one possible fix at a time. Start a fresh conversation, see whether the issue is gone, and only then move on to the next possible solution if you need to. That's the fastest way to identify what's actually causing the problem, instead of changing everything and hoping for the best. So let's bring this together into one clear action plan. First, always start a brand new conversation, rather than continuing an old one that might be carrying visual context forward. Second, phrase your question as plain text and avoid words that sound like image requests. Third, if you're on a personal account and that doesn't work, check your activity settings as basic cleanup, not as a guaranteed fix. Fourth, if you're on a work or school account, the real answer is almost certainly sitting with your administrator, not in your personal settings. And fifth, if you're a developer working through an API, choosing the correct model explicitly is your most reliable solution. One last thing before you go. This kind of unexpected behavior shift happens more often than people realize as these tools keep evolving, and the fix is rarely the obvious one everyone assumes. If this video saved you hours of frustration today, you'll probably want to stay ahead of the next unexpected change too. Hit like, Tell me in the comments which layer turned out to be your actual problem, and subscribe because these AI tools evolve fast, and I'll keep breaking down the fixes as soon as they happen.